Hello everyone, I am back as I promised. In my previous post, I've shown a Java stack trace about the connection timeout issues. Now it's time for us to look at the issue and try to give a solution on how you can fix that kind of problem if you have a connection timeout issues. So let me bring you to the screen so you can see the error which I'm referring to, which I posted in my previous video. So as you can see, this is an example of a timeout, connection timeout problem. As you can see there, it says connection timeout, and this is the exact issue or stack trace which I posted in my previous post, showing you that the Java them was trying to make a connection and using this HTTP client library, and it got a connection timeout. Okay, so once you are writing your code and you're running it and you get this kind of error, another way you can check if really you have a problem is to check the target server if it's if it can be connected from the current server. Say for example you have this screen here. For example, you can look at your IP address that you are trying to connect to. For example, here is the IP address 172.10.22.7 on port 6068. Try to see what happens when you try to connect to telnet to that. So there are many commands you can use. You can use ping, you can use telnet. Let's start with telnet. Okay, as you can see, I'm trying to communicate to that server on this port 6068. That's a port where the service I'm trying to talk to is running inside that server 172.10.22.7. All right, that tells me that error it's saying actually, look, there is no communication, there's no connection between the two servers on that port. Okay, so as you can see, the error says connection failed. Okay, another way you can test if there is a connection is by using a ping command. Okay, trying to ping this server to see if you are really able to ping it. Okay, if you can ping to this, as you can see, it's trying to send some data, and as you can see, it says request timed out. So that tells you that there is a connection problem. So that brings us back to this other screen here, which it was showing a stack trace. So once you see this type of stack trace, you can also validate that, because you will see this from the output of your code. So you can try to validate that by running the telnet or ping command in your CMD to see if you are able to connect to the target server. If not, you know that there is a connection problem. It's because the server, your client server where you are, it's unable to communicate with the target server. That's why you're getting a connection timeout. But what is the solution of this? So the solution of this is by using a system which we call whitelisting. Okay, so that means, what does that mean, whitelisting? Okay, remember your current server or your client server, it's sitting in your organization or in your network, which is sitting behind a firewall, right? So for it to be able to communicate with another target server, it has to go past the firewall. All right, so the firewall, it's something that will say, I will allow the communication between you, the current server or your client server, between this client server and the target server. If the firewall allows that, then the communication will flow between the two systems. So what you need to do is to go and whitelist that IP address. Okay, of course your network engineers can do this, can go and whitelist that IP address for you and put it in the firewall. So by doing that, it will be able to make a connection to the other server, and the transaction will flow clear and nicely. that's it for today. Stay tuned for the next videos, and please don't forget to click like and hit subscribe for more videos. Thank you for watching.